Namaste everyone. Welcome to Strong Hips series. Today we are going to work on strengthening our hips by doing warrior poses. Sitting for too long during the day or having a sedentary lifestyle can really reduce the strength in our hip muscles. This eventually causes lower back pain and also deterioration of the knee joints. So we're going to work on strengthening our hip muscles, which is going to keep our lower back safe. And also we're going to do this with all the primary warrior series. So I hope you enjoy this. I'll see you on the mat. Let's start from the 4-point position. So your shoulders are stacked above your wrists. Your heels are above your knees. From here we're going to lift the right leg up. You want to engage your core. Lift, inhale, exhale, bring down. Don't touch your knee onto the mat, and we're going to do a few reps here. So inhale 1, 2, exhale 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now hold and stretch your knee out. So you want to bring your toes pointing towards the front of your mat, and you want to lift your leg as high as you can. If possible, bring it to your hip level. And now fold and bring it down. We're going to do a few hip rotations. So from here, make a few circles with your knees, as if you're drawing circles on the side wall. Make the circles as big as you can and keep breathing normally. A few circles clockwise, reverse, anti-clockwise. We're just warming up our hips here, so keep breathing. Exhale, down. And we'll repeat this on the other leg. So lift your left leg up, around your hip height, and we're going to do a few pulses. So inhale up, exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now lift and stretch out your left leg. Try to keep your toes pointing towards the front. Rotate your hips out. Lift your leg as high as you can. Now fold and do a few rotations with your hips. So we're going to do it clockwise. A couple of rotations on this side. And then switch. Keep breathing normally, keep your core engaged, so try not to bend your lower back. Keep your back neutral and relax. Come back, and now we're going to go into our first downward dog. So from your tabletop position, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high, and keep your knees bent if you need to. And push your spine so that you can elongate it. You want to really focus on lengthening your spine in the first downward dog, and if you can, push your heels towards the mat. You want to feel the stretch in the backside of your body. Push down, push your hips high and your head towards the floor. You want to rotate your shoulders out, but you don't want to feel any pain. A few breaths here. And now we're going to do a few pedals. So bend your right knee, bring your chest towards your right leg. And now switch. Bend your left knee, bring your chest towards your left leg. And just keep doing this with your breath. You want to feel the difference in your hips here. So you want to feel how differently your hips feel when you stretch And also this helps you warm up your hamstrings a bit. Keep pushing the floor away with your arms. Keep pedaling. Now come into a downward dog. So even if your downward dog looks like this, that's fine. Keep pushing away, and if possible, push your heels towards the mat. Now we'll come onto our toes and go as high as we can. So come onto your toes and push your hips higher. And now lift your right leg up and bring your right leg in between your palms. We're going to do our first warrior. So place the back heel on the floor, and you want to come into a warrior one position. So you want to check your alignment a bit here. Your heels should be in line. If that's too much, you want to shift your left heel slightly towards the left, but you want to keep your hips square. So adjust the distance as it's comfortable for you. Bring the left leg slightly forward if you feel so. So you want to keep your right knee stacked over your right heels. Your left leg is completely pressing down. So make sure here your weight is equally distributed between both your feet. You don't want to be going onto your right leg. So keep your hips square, push your left hip forward, right hip back, and now lift your hands up and go into a warrior one. If you can, bend your hips slightly forward so that your right thighs are parallel to the floor. Your entire back foot is pressing onto the floor. For this, if you need to keep your knees slightly up, your forward knee, it's fine. But make sure that you're not leaning forward. So you want your torso to be stacked over your hips. And from here, we're going to go into a gentle back bend. So engage your lower abs. Make a small hammock for your head. Push your elbows in front and give a gentle back bend. Lift your chest up. If you can, bend further into your hips. Look up, push your chest forward. You're going to feel this burn. And now release. And come back. Rest. So keep your left knee down. Take a few breaths here. You want to calm down your breath. And now lift your knee off and press your left foot on the mat. Now you want to check the distance between your legs, adjust your feet as you feel comfortable. Press your left foot on the mat. Your left toes can point at a diagonal, so they can be slightly at 45 degrees to the mat. Your right toes are still pointing towards the front of your mat. And now you're going to turn your hips to face the side of the mat. And now we're going to go into our warrior two. So gently bend in your right knee so that your right knee is stacked over your heels. And from here, lift your arms up. You want to make sure that your torso is not going forward. It's completely stacked over the hips. You want to feel your hip joints open. Rotate both your thighs outwards. Your knee is not collapsing in, so your knee is pushing out. Your hands are engaged. Open your shoulders, open your chest. Your hands are in line with your shoulders. And now look towards your right index finger. If you can, bend slightly more into your right leg. Make sure your core is engaged, so you don't want to be bending out and pushing your hips back. Your hips are tucked in. Your tailbone is rolled under. Your chest is lifted. Your arms are in line with your shoulders. And you just want to hold here for a few more breaths. Feel your hips open. Push the left outer foot onto the mat and make sure your weight is distributed equally on both your legs. And now we're going to go into a reverse warrior. So swing your right arm above your ear. Your left hand goes sliding onto your left foot. Bend a little deeper into your hips and you want to keep your right arm over your right ear. Look up if you can. Make sure you're not putting any weight on your left arm. So if you can, gently lift your left arm up and make a namaste. If you cannot, that's completely okay. You can keep it on your leg, but make sure you don't put any weight onto your left arm. So your left arm should be really light. This is a really nice side body stretch. You should feel this on the right side of your torso. Keep your right elbow straight and your right arm engaged. Keep looking up and keep bending slightly more into your right hip. I hope you're feeling this. I'm feeling this. Come back. And now we're going to go into side angle. So you want to stack your right forearm onto your right knee and you want to swing your left arm above your ear. So this is like a counter side body stretch. We just stretch the right side of our body in reverse warrior. Now we're going to do this on the left side. Make sure you don't drop your hips here. You want to keep your hips engaged. Your right knee is still stacked over your right heels. And you're looking up. Don't put any weight onto your right forearm. So you want to really engage your torso and lift with your chest up. If you can, lift your right arm up and make a namaste above your head. You're going to feel this on your right hips and your right thighs, but no pain in your right knee. So at any point if you feel any pain in your knee, straighten your leg, loosen up a bit and get back into the pose. So make sure you don't feel any pain in your joints. And now we are going to go into Parshvakonasana. So put your right arm in front of your right knee. With your right triceps, push your right knee out. It's okay if you're not here and it's not accessible, you can keep a block. If you don't have a block, you can use anything that elevates you. So a book or a water bottle or anything that works. You want to keep your right palm inside your right foot. You still have the bend in your right leg and you still hold in this position. With your right elbow, your right tricep, push your right knee out. This is a slight twist here. You're twisting your upper body out. Your chest is slightly lifted and your gaze is up. If you can, really press your palm onto the floor. Breathe here. Enjoy the stretch. You again want to make sure that your hips are engaged. You're not dropping your hip down. Your hips are still engaged. Your right thigh is parallel to the floor. And now come up into your warrior 2 and let's release and take a short break. So you want to put your left knee on the floor and relax for a moment here. Take a few breaths. Feel the heat in your right thighs, your right hips. You can even choose to go into a child's pose. So either you can sit onto your heels or you can just take a child's pose. Calm down your breath here. So let's get back. Come on to 4 points if you've taken the child pose. And now you want to go into a downward dog to make sure your alignment is right. Bring your right foot between your palms, flatten your left foot, press it onto the floor, face your torso towards the side of the mat, adjust the distance between your feet, whatever feels comfortable, and then from here we are going to go into a advance or a twist from what we did before. So if you feel that the previous position was comfortable, you can stay here. You can lift your arm up and just hold in this position. If you can further, you want to push your shoulders under your right knee. You want to bind with your left hand behind you. So I'm going to show it to you from the other side so you can see what I'm doing. So if this is your position and you've come into your warrior 2, from here we're going to bend down, keep your right hip engaged, push your right shoulder under your right thigh and create a bind. So with this, you want to open your left shoulder and you want to really look up. You want to twist that torso and feel it in your right hip. Hold it for a few breaths. Make sure your back foot is completely grounded. So you're not lifting off or you're not disengaging your hips. You want to keep your hips engaged and press your left foot onto the mat as firmly as you can. Keep rotating your right hip out. And release. Keep your left foot down and take a few breaths here. I'm going to go back to my original position. Take a few moments here. If at any point you're feeling uncomfortable or you feel that the stretch is too much, you can always choose to modify it. Feel free to take blocks or straps so that you're comfortable with the pose. And now we're again going to flatten our left foot, come up, and we're going to go into a humble warrior. So for humble warrior, you want to again stack your right knee over your right heel, adjust the distance between your feet, and also make sure your heels are in line. Your left leg, your left toes are pointing diagonally. You want to in fact slightly take the right foot out. So maybe a step, an inch or two towards the right. You want to interlace your fingers behind your back. You want to make sure that your elbows are straight. Your torso is facing towards the front and your hips are square. So your hips are square to the front of the mat. Your navel is pointing towards the front. And once you have attained that position, you want to straighten your arms and then slowly bend forward so that your head touches the mat. Now, if that's not accessible, you can also keep a block in front of you and you can rest your head on the block. We don't want to put any weight onto our forehead, so we're just touching the mat or touching the right big toe, but you really want to go as far as you can. So this is where I am today in my practice. I'm going to stay here. Make sure your left foot is completely grounded. The outer edge of your foot is on the mat. Your right knee is still stacked over your right heels. Come back and release your arms. Keep your block aside and take a few moments here. You can straighten your legs. In fact, you can even come back and loosen your legs a little bit. If they feel tensed, you can do a few relaxation. Just shake your hands and legs. Come back into your warrior whenever you feel comfortable. This is a really intense one. I'm feeling it too. Now we're going to do a gentle twist on the other side. So I'll show it to you from this side. So your right foot is in front, your left foot is behind, your heels are in line with each other, and your right knee is stacked over your right heels. From here, you want to make a namaste in front of your heart. You want to first make sure that your hips are square, so push your left hip forward, and from here, you want to rotate or turn in your torso. So you want to go like with your left elbow, push your right knee, and then look up towards the ceiling. And while pushing your left elbow, you want to turn your torso towards the side of your mat. So you want to push in a way that the namaste eventually comes in the center of your heart. Make sure you're not leaning onto your right thigh. So you're slightly distant and you're still making a rotation in your torso. Your right elbow is pointing towards the ceiling. You want to feel this in your middle thoracic. Squeeze your tummy in and hang in your few breaths. With your right knee, also keep pushing your left elbow out. So there is a counter force here. And relax. Put your left knee down and take a few breaths. And we're going to do our last warrior, warrior 3. So come to the center of the mat if possible. Keep your right leg engaged. Now lift your left leg up and come up. Now we're going to take our left leg slightly forward, square our hips, keep a gentle bend in our right knee, and slowly, while your hands are on your hips, lift your left leg off. So you want to keep a slight bend in your right knee. You don't have to straighten it completely. A micro bend will help you stabilize. So lift your left leg off. Keep your hips square with the mat. So you don't want to open your hips. You want to keep them square and take them as high as you can. Engage your core here. You don't want to bend. If you can, straighten your arms in front of you. Look towards a fixed point on your mat, just below your chin. Keep the left leg flexed, and if you can, straighten your right foot. You want to make a T shape with your body. This is going to really work on strengthening your right leg. Go as high as you can without overdoing it. And now step back. You want to go back, take a few moments in child pose, sit on your heels. just take the child's pose. And we're going to repeat the whole sequence on the other leg. So you first want to go towards downward dog. Do a few pedals with your legs here so that you feel the difference in how your hips feel at the moment. So bend your right knee, bring your chest towards the right leg. Bend your left knee and bring your chest towards the left leg. Just keep doing this a couple of times. Release any tension in your hips. Feel the stretch in your right hip. Observe how your hips feel very different at this point. So you have really worked on strengthening your right hip muscles, and you're going to do that with the left as well. Now go towards a downward dog. Come onto your toes, lift your heels off the mat, push your hips towards the ceiling. Press your head towards the mat and go as high as you can. Make a V shape with your body. Now lift the left leg up and bring it in between your hands. And now we're going to do the warrior walk. So you want to bring your right heel onto the mat. Your heels are either in line or step your right foot slightly towards the right. You want to make sure that your hips are square. So your right hips are pushing forward, your left hips are pushing back. Your left knee stacked over your left heels and your left thigh is parallel to the floor. If you can't make it parallel, that's okay, but you shouldn't feel any pain in your joints. So just go as far as you can. Now lift your hands up. Every inhale, lengthen your spine up. Imagine someone is pulling you up. Feel the light. Imagine someone is pulling you up. You want to feel light in your torso. Keep your core engaged, and with every exhale, go a little deeper into your left hip. Bend your left leg slightly more with every exhale. And enjoy the breath. Now we do a gentle back bend. So with your palms, create a hammock for your neck. Bring your elbows forward. Engage your lower abs. Lift your chest up and bend your head back. Go as far as you can. With every exhale, bend a little more into your left leg. Keep your right foot completely grounded onto the mat. Your weight is equally distributed on both your legs. You don't want to feel any pain in any joint. If you are, just take a moment, relax and come back. Keep your right knee straight, your right thigh and your right leg is equally engaged. And relax. Bring your hands onto your hips, and now we are going to go into our warrior 2 position. So I'll show it from this side. So your left foot is forward, your right heel is back, your heels are in line. In case you had brought them front, bring them in line. Your right toes are pointing diagonally, your left toes are still pointing towards the front of your mat. Adjust the distance between your leg where it feels comfortable. So if you're a beginner and if this is where you are, that's completely fine. But if you want to go a little more advanced, you can increase the distance between your legs and go slightly deeper. Square your hips towards the side of the mat. So you want to open your hips now and you want to feel your hip joints open. You want to make sure your right knee is stacked over your right heels. Rotate both your thighs outwards. Make sure your left knee is not dropping in. You want to keep pushing it outside. And now, bring your arms at your shoulder height. Lift your chest up, tuck your tailbone under, engage your core, and look towards your left index finger. Keep your right knee straight, your right leg completely grounded on the mat. With every inhale, lengthen your spine, and with every exhale, sink a little deeper into your left leg. Bring a gentle smile on your face. Enjoy this stretch. Warrior 2 is a beautiful stretch for your body and your mind. Open your chest completely and let all the oxygen go inside. Focus on a single point. Now we're going to go into our reverse warrior. So swing your left arm above your ear, your right arm goes sliding onto your right leg without putting any weight onto your right leg, and just hold in here. If you have by any chance straightened your left leg, bend it again and bring your left knee on top of your left heel. You're going to feel a nice stretch on your left torso. Keep your chest elevated. You don't want to drop down. You want to really lift with your torso. With every exhale, try to sink a little deeper into your left leg. If you can, lift your right arm up and make a namaste. Release and come back. If you want, straighten your left leg. In fact, just loosen your legs a little bit, your arms a little bit. Take a moment to relax here. Your warriors can be really exhausting. So if you want, grab some water, keep yourself hydrated, but just get into practice as soon as you can so that you don't want to lower your heart rate and you want to still keep your hips warm. And after you've taken a breath here, go back into your warrior, check your alignment, and then we're going to go towards the side angle. So adjust the distance between your legs. Keep your left palm this time, your left forearm onto your left knee, and swing your right arm above your ears. Keep your left hip engaged. Don't drop with your hips. Keep rotating your right thigh outside. Engage your right thigh, ground your right foot completely on the mat so your outer edge of your right foot is grounded on the mat. Don't put your weight onto your left hand, so if possible, lift your left arm up. You want to feel this on the right side of your body. This is a counter stretch, so you want to feel the stretch on the right torso. Keep your chest slightly elevated and pointing towards the ceiling. Your shoulders are rolled back. Right upper arm is above your ear. Relax and come back. And now we're going to go into a variation. You can take your blocks if you need to. Place them in front of your left leg, and we're going to go into a Parshvakonasana. So you want to keep your left hand onto the block. If you want to go deeper, you can even keep it onto the mat, but make sure you're not sinking with your hips. So keep your hip engaged. I'm going to take a block today. So keep your hands on the block, swing your right arm up and keep stretching. With your left upper arm, push your left knee out. So as you can see, both sides of your body are very different. You're going to feel it slightly more on one side than the other, which is completely normal. Keep your right arm straight without a bend in your elbow. Keep pushing your left knee out. Keep lifting your chest up. Keep breathing and bring a gentle smile on your face. Release and come back. Keep your block away. Rest your right knee onto the mat and take a few breaths here. You can also choose to get into child pose. So if you feel any kind of pain, you can just get into a child pose. Come up onto your 4 points. Bring your left foot between your palms. And now you want to again straighten your right leg and come up. Check your alignment again before you get into the pose. The distance between your feet, the angle of your toes, also the position of your heels. So from here, we're going to go into a side angle with the bind. So you want to bend your left knee. You want to bring your left shoulder under your left thigh. You want to twist. If you can, if the bind is too much, you can be in the previous pose and just lift your hand up. Work on pushing your right shoulders back. If you can, bring your left shoulder under your left thigh. Lift your right hand up and make a bind. Internally rotate your right shoulder and look up. More breaths here. If you feel any pain in your neck, just relax your neck and look down. Come back and rest your right knee on the mat. Now we're going to go into our humble warrior. So, right foot flat on the mat. You want to square your hips, so bring your right leg slightly towards the right if you want to. Square your hips, bring them to the front of the mat so that they're aligned. Push your right hip forward, your left hip back. You want to bend your left leg, interlace your fingers behind your back, straighten your elbows and go down towards the mat. Lift the hands up, away from your body and go as low as you can. Don't drop your hips here, keep your hips engaged and go as low as you can. Make sure you're not lifting your right foot off the mat. Your right foot is completely grounded and your weight is equally distributed on both your feet. Open your shoulders here, bring them closer to the mat. Your left knee is still stacked over your left heels. Come back and release. Shake your legs a little bit. This is a very deep stretch. So if you feel any pain, take a child's pose or any relaxing pose for a bit. Shake your legs and hands. We are going to go into our revolve warrior. Take a few breaths here. Oh, I hope you're feeling this because I'm feeling this. Now, let's get back. So I'll show it to you from this side. So your left leg is in front of the mat, your right leg is behind. Check your alignment, your distance. This time you again want to keep your hips square. So if you need to bring your right leg towards the right side, feel free to do so. Square your hips, your torso is pointing towards the front. If you need to, it's fine if your distance is slightly lesser. So your thighs are not parallel to the ground because you're focusing on our torso this time. So bring your hands to Namaste in front of your heart. Rotate, and with your right elbow, you want to push your left knee out. Remember, don't collapse onto your thighs. So you want to lift and rotate your torso. With your right elbow, push the left knee in, and with your left knee, push the right elbow out. Look up. Point your left elbow towards the ceiling and feel this in your middle thoracic. If you want, you can even lift your right leg off the mat. So you can come onto the right toes if that's okay, and if you feel that's more comfortable. With every exhale, rotate a little more, just a little more deeper. Keep breathing. Relax and come back. And now we are going to go into our warrior 3. So take a few moments here. Calm down your breath, calm down your mind. Warrior 3 works on strengthening your leg, but also on straightening your spine. So after all the twisting and the back bends, we want to strengthen our spine muscles. So now, straighten your legs. Bring your right leg slightly forward. Square your hips. Keep your hands on your hips. You want to keep a gentle bend in your left knee, your front knee. And now, come onto your right toes and lift your right leg gently off the mat. Flex your right foot, keep it engaged, keep your hips square with the mat, and if you can, straighten your arms ahead. If you can further, straighten your left leg. Focus on a point below your chin on the mat. Just hold here. Engage your core and release. Come back and shake your legs. Now you want to come into a sitting position. We're going to just do a few loosening exercises. So come into a butterfly. Join the soles of your feet and flap your knees up and down. Bring your soles of the feet as close to your pelvic as you can and just flap your knees. Feel your hips open. Butterfly is a great way to release and open your hip muscles. So after all the stretching and strengthening, you want to do some loosening. And now if you can, hold your feet with your palms and bend forward while pushing your thighs down and your knees towards the mat. Go as low as you can while pushing your knees down. You want to bend from your hips. You don't want to round your spine, so you want to keep pushing your chest towards the mat. And go as low as you can. It's fine if you're here and you want to keep your back straight. Just stay where you feel comfortable, but also feel your hips opening. With every exhale, go a little lower. With every inhale, lengthen your back. release and come back. Sit in any comfortable position. Sit in a Sukhasana. Keep your hands on your knees, back straight. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and let's just do a few minutes of breathing. Calm down your mind, calm down your breath. You want to make your inhales longer than your exhales. Breathe in. Listen to your heartbeat. Feel how they have worked on the strengthening of your hip muscles. Consciously observe your body. Thank yourself for coming onto the mat today, for committing to yourself. And now find your palms, bring them in front of your heart center. Bring your chin towards your chest. Thank yourself and thank everyone for bringing this knowledge to you. All the teachers and the gurus from the past who are doing this today, for everyone. Gently open your eyes. Thank you everyone. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.